mogen01 custom reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Wolverine 5-pack. Now, I was out of town last week, so I didn't get the video up last week as I wanted to. So we're going to get this ripped open and see what we got. First, we see the front of the box, all the characters inside. On the side has all the characters that are in the box. We got Wolverine, Cyber, Omega Red, Callisto, and Jason Wyngarde. Back has some nice artwork of Wolverine cutting through the box with a bunch of comic panels all around. This reminds me of Wolverine issue 50, if I remember correctly. Pretty good stuff. Other side, again, the characters. Top of the box has Wolverine. Now let's get this ripped open and see what we got. Alright, now that we have them all out of the box, I'll try to go kind of quick because this is a 5-pack and I don't want the video to be too long. But we will start with Jason Wyngarde here. He is in a new suit body. If you collect Marvel Legends, you've seen this body before. It has new cuffs. This collar piece is a new piece. Has a new overlay for the jacket and vest. And new lower legs and feet. Jason also comes with a second head, as you can see here, which is very easily swappable. You just pop the head and pop the new one on. And personally, I actually like this look better. I don't know which one's more accurate to the comic for the suit and head look. I don't know much of the character. I know he has to do with the Hellfire Club. So I don't know if it's a modern look with this head or with this head or vice versa. But personally, I think this head looks a lot better on the body. As far as the body goes, I have a slight problem with mine. This arm pops out super easy. Other side, not so much. But he has his rotation, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and of course the normal hinge and swivel hands. It's a little bit troublesome with the cuffs, but it's not too bad. He has a crunch, but you're not going to get much use out of that with the overlay. He has waist twist, legs, of course, all around, thigh swivel at the top, double jointed knees, of course, a boot cut, and he has his normal pin hinged foot, so he gets all that normal motion. Now he only comes with a interchangeable head, and that's the only accessories Jason comes with. Let's put him in the back here. And next up we will look at Omega Red. Now again, just like pretty much the rest of the figures in this wave, every person is a what's the best way of saying it? Just like every single one of the figures in this wave, it's all reuse. Omega Red is the worst case of this, as he is pretty much just a repaint of the last Omega Red that came out, with minor paint detail differences. And I think these knee pads are new. Again, I don't really collect Marvel Legends. I got this because I collect Wolverine figures, and I wanted the Wolverine figure and the Cyber. But I think the knees are new. I remember using an Omega Red to make a custom All Might a long while back, and the knees, I don't remember the knees. So they may be the same knees, they may be new. Not sure. But I think these canisters are painted different. He has much more of a white and red color scheme. He comes with, of course, different tentacle options that can be swapped both arms and with the shorter, smaller tentacles. he comes with a second head, which is painted very nicely. Though personally, I'm not a fan of the pearl white mouthpiece. I feel like that should have been maybe painted silver. But the faces do look very well done. There's a slight gap up here. And I wish that they would have just made this a simple peg, because then you could have rotated it. But it's glued in. And just like the other figure, simply pop the head and swap it. Come on, you son of a bitch, get on there. There we go. And there's our Mega Red with a new head. Now I like this body. It's a big beefy body, but it has good articulation. He has butterflies, of course the head, has the hinge, swivel, biceps for full rotation, though that's going to get in your way. Double jointed elbows, though they're pretty beefy, so you know it's only going to go so far. Here's the rotation here with the hinge, and of course these just pop in and out as you see fit. He has a crunch, swivel, legs, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and your ankle articulation. Now I have noticed on these, again, since I don't mess with a lot of Marvel Legends, I've noticed that they have pretty thick detents. So sometimes getting them in the perfect stance to stand up could be a slight problem, as I'm doing this on my diorama, which is not 100% level. So trying to get them to stand up perfectly, you know, it takes a little bit of work. Now we'll put him back in the back. Back in the back. And next up, we will take a look at Cyber. Now, since I mainly collect Wolverine figures, the second biggest draw to this collection would be Cyber, who we're going to look at now. This guy is freaking massive. So I gotta put him a little bit further back so we can get him in frame. He is huge. We see when you put him just next to the Wolverine how huge this guy is. He is a big son of a bitch. And just like his comic character version of him, he is a big bastard. Let's go ahead and pull this up a little bit more. There we go. And let's see if we could see it. The paint job they did is pretty nice for a Marvel Legends. I mean, granted, they even got the back, but he has this light blue overspray. Yeah, you can see it here on the forehead. It's on the traps, the chest, and it's a little messy on the top of the legs here. So it might be a little hard to see in the light, but yeah, he's very nice. I think most of the body is reused from Colossus. I think I can't think of anybody else that would use it. I know the hands are new because they have these sharp nails, which in the comics, if I remember correctly, they're more like syringes on his fingertips because he would inject you with, toxins or poisons or hallucinogenic drugs. So, but these hands I know are new. I think the lower arms are new. Again, I don't collect Marvel Legends. I'm just going by what I remember seeing out there. And he's nice. Yeah, they did a great job on him. The head sculpt is pretty good. I mean, it's not my favorite. He kind of has this weird half confused, half angry look. But I mean, it's not the worst head sculpt I've seen them do. Yeah, I like it. But all in all, he's just a huge guy. And this is technically my second time shooting this review. My son recently went and had his 1.5-year checkup, and he got shots, like flu shot and stuff, and he ended up having a bad couple of nights. And when I went back and looked at the footage for the review, I realized that there was a lot of messed up audio, so I actually just trashed it and redid it. But when he first came out of the package, he had a lot of stuck joints. Like, if you listen, I had to rake his thigh swivels loose. I had to get his elbows loosened. He was just, I'm guessing it was the paint. But yeah, he was so stiff when he came out. But I messed with him a little bit, and I think I got all the joints loosened up on him. But he's the only one that didn't come with any extra accessories. So not even alternate hands or a second head. But the head, of course, is on pretty much just like all the other ones, on a little ball peg with a hinge, so you can pop it on and off. Let's get that back on there. There we go. Yeah, so he gets rotation, no tilt really, and of course on that hinge you can look up, you can look down, which is good because Wolverine's very tiny. He gets this full rotation there. Bicep swivels, which you have to make sure it's a little bit away from the body because it wants to catch on the musculature there. He only has single jointed elbows, so they only go up this far. Pure rotation, hinge. He does have a crunch. It's very nice. Swivel. Legs will come up. You don't really go back too much. He has, of course, double jointed knees, but he's thick, so they only go in that much. He has the swivel up here, and the same Marvel Legends ankle articulation. Now, I like this guy a lot. I probably won't keep most of this box set. I think I might only just keep Wolverine and I think Cyber. I remember Cyber from the comics. I want to say he was first introduced in Marvel's... It's not the official Wolverine series. It was the Marvel comics where it had the 2 or 3 short stories in it. And they would do chapters at a time. I can't remember what the heck it's called now. But I remember the story. When he first showed up in it, he tore Wolverine's ass up, injected him with hallucinogenic drugs. And yeah, that was a pretty crazy story, and it's kind of made me really like Cyber as a character. And I know he comes back later on in the Wolverine lore, and he gets a new body, all kinds of comic book stupidity, but it's not bad. But that's it for Cyber.